Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the Trail of Cthulhu First Edition tabletop role-playing game rules by Pelgrane Press. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. Listeners should know that this show may include mature themes and scenes. All content, including names, places, events, and so forth, which may bear resemblance to entities living, dead, or eldritch, is strictly coincidental. My name is Rena Henze, and for tonight's game, I will be your keeper. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Old Ways podcast. I am your keeper tonight, Keeper Mav, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of Silver Screams, our 1930s Trail of Cthulhu campaign. Before we get into introductions for the evening, I'd like to say thank you to all of our listeners and all of you, our Patreon supporters. We literally could not do any of this without you. If you'd like to see what we have to offer on Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast. And now let's get to introductions. To my right.
Hello, I am Bunny. I'm playing Yvonne Alethea Joy, or Saint Cyr. Our pronouns are she, her. I'm your friendly neighborhood zombie makeup artist and eager friend of Sophia's that I'm sure won't be disappointed or concerned at all today.
Yes, I'm sure that Yvonne has nothing to worry about. Sophia's doing just fine. And next to Yvonne, we have...
I am Nichelle Schneider. I'm playing Lilith St. Cyr, an actress that totally wasn't given anything of important and totally should be read last episode. And we both go by she, her pronouns.
Yeah, nothing important happened last time. You're totally fine. And at the end of the table?
And I'm Perry. I'm playing Kingston Biko Garvey. I'm your set designer and stagehand. And I am weighing the price of my soul after having a potential wish put in front of my face. Do I take the monkey's paw or do I flush it down the garbage?
Who knows? It could be a very good thing, could not be. Just have to find out. And we are in the missing kit formation this evening, so I will say last but not least.
Hello, my name is Courtney. I am playing Sophia Reed. We both use she, her pronouns. Sophia is a seamstress on a mission to find what she wants most.
I'm sure nothing bad will come of that whatsoever. So we open the curtains this evening on Avalon Studios near the end of the workday as Mr. Brewer's car is pulling out of the parking lot and disappearing down the street. And everyone's had some interesting events take place. So we already know that Sophia's gone off to do her own thing at the moment. We'll come back to Sophia at some point. But I'd like to know what the rest of you are doing as your day winds down and you are mulling over some offers that might have been made.
So Kingston is probably starting the inventory list for at least the 6th time for the equipment for the next scene before he starts setting those up. Because it's been a lot of starting and stopping as he's been trying to go through the inventory list as his mind starts wandering back to what's been just given to him with these 5 pages of the beginning visualization of his dreams. The fact that whatever this is has been able to shape it so well to what's in his own book and notes and such, but equally knowing the history of what they've already discovered at this studio, and also everything that he knows from his training and his life back in the South. He's sitting torn with what to do as he drifts between the dream, the not the dream, the cost, the other life lessons that are at play. There's a lot of things that are circulating through his head.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about, Kingston, because you know things come with a cost, but there's also just this promise of the fulfillment of a dream you've had for a very long time. There's the idea that your family could be taken out of this tense living situation that they're in, that your sister could achieve her dreams. It's not just you, Kingston, it's your community that's being offered this gift.
And at the same time, also knowing all those stories too, when the community paid the price for someone's dream.
It's a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Is it affecting your work in any way as you can start taking down the set pieces that you don't need for the rest of the day and putting things up for tomorrow?
I think there's definitely some points where he's not paying attention to where he's placing things. It's more like, okay, at least it's down. And even if I don't have it fully set up, I know I can come in tomorrow morning early and start doing the more fine tuning if I have to. But there are definitely moments where it's like he's not paying as much attention to everything around him. And I'm sure any of the other staff and stagehands are there, and even Andy, are probably having to call his attention to things.
After the third time, and Andy's called your name without getting your attention, he gently, sort of sheepishly tugs on your sleeve a little bit. Kingston?
Yeah. What's up?
Are you feeling okay?
To be frank, Andy, I don't think I am.
You don't look like you are, Kingston. Maybe you should go home.
Maybe it was just a little too much these last few days in rush. Yeah.
I know it's not my place to say or anything, but you just look like you're not feeling well, and you know, if you're not at your best, then the set's not at its best, and it's probably better for you to get some rest or something. You've been working very hard, Kingston.
You know, that's one of them very enlightening, Andy. I think you're right, and we had a good first day. We can do better tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep. And, tell everyone, let's just get everything on the floor. We'll come in a little early tomorrow, get everything properly arranged when we're better refreshed and we've had some sleep. How does that sound to everybody?
There's a small cheer.
Let's go, folks. Get everything off, get it on the floor. Mm-hmm. We'll finish it up tomorrow. And let's just get out of here.
Mr. Brewer looked really happy with how everything was going, Kingston, so we did a really good job.
Yep. Yeah, we did. And there's many things Mr. Brewer is happy with and offering.
He's swell. And Andy bobs his head and goes to move one of the painted backdrops very carefully.
I'm just going to smile and not say anything, and really wish I had something to eat or drink right at the moment.
And so you go to moving set pieces and just getting things moved as quickly as possible so you're able to leave, because your mind and your heart are not really in your job right now, which is a change for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yvonne, you're still having to work on taking makeup off some of the extras. It's going to be a little bit longer of a night for you because you've got so much work to do. But how are you feeling? How are you processing things?
It's interesting because I do really enjoy the work, but I'm like a mile away. I'm happy that Sophia promised to let me help her, and that I've made this friend at work, and that even if this is scary and almost definitely a trap, we can do it together so that if it is a trap, we're not alone in the trap, and maybe we can get back out of it together. I am thinking about how I haven't checked in on my people offset in a long time, and it's weird having gone so long without going by Peaches and talking to Carol and talking to Dolores or Lowell, and how will I ever explain to them why I haven't been around, other than work was unlike anything it's ever been. I miss Dolores a lot, and I haven't checked in on her since the letter and everything. Thank God I miss her. But my cousin's awake, and Kit's somewhere, and Kit's kidding his heart out. So, the family's okay.
You haven't seen Kit all day. Come to think of it.
Hate that. I need to check in on Kit. I need to check in on Sophia again and make sure that we make a plan about going to investigate. And I need to check in on Peaches, I think, and Dolores, so that I don't get too disconnected from the world at large, I think. I think that the ground doesn't feel like it's been under my feet all day.
It's been a bit more topsy-turvy of a first day of filming than usual, and you're used to the chaos and everything going on, but there's definitely added elements. You're worried about where's Kit, and Sophia seems really upset, and there's a lot going on with everybody, and you're a carer. That's been part of your role since you took care of your cousins growing up.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of emotional weight, and thoughts of going to Peaches and seeing Dolores and so on might offer you some respite. Might give you an outlet for some things that have been going on here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
At least taking makeup back off of people is something I don't have to think super hard about. So I can just have a slight smile plastered on my face and be working while figuring out what on earth I do when I get to have to clock out, however we're looking at it.
And there's also thoughts about Lot E and that trailer and the strange book that you saw but didn't touch.
Oh, yeah, I need to tell Kingston and Lilith about that, and we need to address that, but carefully, gloved, and prepared. And I definitely wasn't going to carry that around with me. So I'll need to figure out a way to get them to that trailer probably after the lot closes, because we can't all go take lunch on a different lot at a trailer that nobody's touched. That would get noticed.
Well, the good news is it is pretty close to the end of the day.
Yeah.
Mr. Brewer's visit was a long one. Filming took a while. Some of the actors have already left for the day once you took their makeup off and got them, sent them back off to costumes to get their costumes taken off and all of that sort of thing. And yeah, it's closer to the end of the day. You might be able to do some recon, or at least set up a plan with the others to do some recon later. Whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah, I will. Once I finish taking off the last of the makeup off of people and I can close up shop at my trailer, I'm probably going to go try to find Kingston.
Okay, so you're going to go try to find Kingston. While that's going on, Lilith, your filming is done for the day. You had an interaction with Mr. Brewer as you were heading out. You have received some items. You've already had a brief flip through of the script. But Mr. Brewer has now left, leaving you with thoughts. Many, many thoughts.
Yes. I think, honestly, before I address Mr. Brewer, I think Lilith is going to check in where Kit's normally is. Little desk over by Daphne's. They don't even have an office, do they? It's kind of like in a hallway.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They're shoved off in a little corner where they can see things and easily get in and out of places.
Yeah. Doesn't look like there's been any action at the desk, is there?
There's nothing at Kit's desk. You don't see his satchel that he brings in to work with him every day. You don't see any papers scattered across the desk. Everything is neat and orderly. The chair's still pushed in. You don't see any sign of him having been here. And you haven't seen him all day.
Any new papers or things that are just left on Kit's desk and Daphne's?
There's a stack of what looks like call sheets on Kit's desk. Daphne's desk is a bit chaotic, as it always is. She has her own system for how she does things. It makes sense to her and literally no one else.
I am going to just briefly look at that call sheet and see if the one Mr. Brewer mentioned is included in there.
Which call sheet do you mean?
Like the project Mr. Brewer was talking about earlier that day.
Okay. No, the call sheets that are stacked up here are, it looks like, call sheets for the rest of the week to be given to the actors for this film.
So this was all done on back channels. Interesting. I'm going to walk over to Daphne's desk. Is she there?
She is not.
I'm going to check her desk.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Same familiar envelopes, if it's sat there, or any new letters that are just sitting on her desk to be passed out later. Similar vibes to what I was looking for Kit's desk, or any really thing of interest that may or may not be connected to what Lilith is aware of. She knows that this is possibly, there's some sort of blackmail or external pressure here. A really good project just landing in her lap and possibly being offered to others that is not on any official documentation. That raises concerns for Lilith.
So you look through Daphne's desk and you find some scribbled notes in shorthand, which you can't read. You haven't taken courses in typing and things like that. Some of them appear to be even Daphne's shorthand, which is slightly different from traditional shorthand. You find there's notes related to Mr. Dawlish, Miss Elliott, about bringing things to their trailers or to their dressing rooms. You have all sorts of things related to this film production.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have, it takes you a few minutes and you have to pause occasionally as someone walks by so it doesn't look like you're rifling through someone's desk. But you do find a sheet that mentions The Yellow King's Bride, which is the name of the script that Mr. Brewer gave you.
Mm-hmm. What else is on it if I give it a quick glance?
So you look over this sheet, and there are notes on it written in Daphne's handwriting. You've seen her handwriting enough on call sheets and things that she's brought you to recognize it. And there's some in shorthand, but there's things about lead actress Miss St. Cyr, costumes Miss Reed, makeup Miss Joy, and just some notes about, it appears to be who they want on the film. And it looks like it was taken down in dictation.
As an actress, I'm going to just kind of like mentally sort of memorize it just a little bit so I can tell everyone else later. And then I'll just leave Daphne's desk alone. I am going to guess that Kingston was able to get me the additional pouches sometime during the day that I requested. No?
No, he hasn't yet.
Okay. That can potentially be a problem. Yeah, I think she'll wander off to Kingston to see if he has those.
Kingston, you are a very sought-after man.
Yeah. And while he's having a chance to actually focus, because by this point everything's probably gotten out, getting everything secured, I'm probably in the workshop sort of slowly gathering my things to be able to walk away for the night. Slowly, because just on the off chance, knowing Mr. Brewer is here, that there might be visitors, but I'm just sort of meandering my way, putting my bags together.
And as you're putting your bags together, Yvonne, you come looking for him. You're directed over here, away from set. It looks like everything's been taken down for the night. that needs to be taken down, and a young man with feet that are way too large for him, and a slightly dim smile on his face directs you over to where Kingston would be collecting his things for the evening.
Thank you. Kingston, hey.
Evening, Miss Joy.
What an eventful day.
That's an understatement.
That sure was quite the visit to the set today. She'll say, sort of looking around and noting how close the nearest people are, because she desperately wants to say things she doesn't want over people to hear. How many people are around, Mav?
There's the young man who gave you directions, but he's moving in the other direction. There's a couple other stagehands who are putting things away, but they're not super close to you.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should probably compare notes. The rest of some of the project, there have definitely been some changes to my plans after today's visit with Mr. Brewer.
I'm having a moment of guessing what those were, but I already know it's probably a desire that you never thought you'd have.
Actually, I'm not sure I'd describe that this way. I'm going to, as people have luckily been moving farther away, sort of go, did you know there's a trailer on Lot E that's being prepared for an upcoming movie project here? Just a makeup trailer that hasn't been used in a while.
Quizzical look across my face, then Keeper, am I even aware of this other lot?
You are not.
We have a Lot E?
Apparently we do. And apparently it's been there so long that the trailer's all dusty and gross on the outside. But on the inside, full of brand new supplies for my type of work for the upcoming project. There was also quite an interesting book that I found in a locked drawer that I was given a key to, because it was the same key as the trailer itself, that I did not touch. Because I feel like that should probably not be touched directly, she says, sort of narrowing her eyes at Kingston. How obtuse can she be, is the game she's playing.
Oh. All I've ever known is us having two lots. When did we get a third?
Well, Lot E implies that we have 5 lots.
Well, it's kind of the breakdown, because you also have, like, where the cemetery is another of the phase of the lots.
Oh, that's
but the main
fair.
areas that we use. So it was like, here's lot A, sublot B, lot.
Oh,
So
that's fair.
that's why it's
Yeah,
like, I'm
third
hearing
lot.
about E and I've never heard about it. Because, I mean, literally, I wouldn't have half the stuff sitting here in this workshop. I would have spread it out across the other ones. Not to mention, there's probably that probably means that there's another workshop over there too.
Probably. There's also a matter of Howard. Apparently, he was last seen by Mr. Brewer.
Wait.
As somebody who remembered him.
That's what I was about to say. Wait, he remembers him?
Mm-hmm.
When everybody else who's been here even longer than I have doesn't remember him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sophia was telling me that he remembers him and last saw him working on Lot C on a project, and that there's like sub-levels or something. Anyway, he remembers Howard, and she wants to check it out and agreed to let me help. And so we need to find time to do that. But that's over on Lot C. So we're going off lot for a couple reasons in a couple directions. But...
Wait, just one other moment. Pause there for a bit of information that you just mentioned. Sub-levels?
apparently something about it.
This is California. They barely put basements in things. And even then, the basements are usually just half a level down.
Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe it's just like an understage thing so they could get like lighting right from below around the edges, or like maybe like Foley people were down there doing noises, but I don't really understand why we'd ever
usually we just
do
build
that.
up.
Yeah, usually we build up, not down.
Yeah. Huh. There's a lot of mysteries and reveals going on with this day.
Yeah. Either way, I don't like how too good all of this feels. Being offered a job on another film already on the first day of this one in a new lot that I'd never even noticed somehow, with a trailer full of brand new supplies. How often do I get brand new supplies, Kingston? How often do you get brand new supplies? I'm using stuff from the show, from the studios open still on some of these faces, and that's a trailer full of brand new supplies. That alone is weird.
Yeah, and he's sitting down, fingers perched, and just sort of up to his face, but there's a quick moment where he's more than willing to just do the double palmed, bury the face in the hands.
But just talking with Sophia about it at the trailer, because we took a lunch that involved the stroll to other lots. Just talking about this, like brand new supplies, brand new project, being offered the like lead makeup position for that project, not even just assisting. He has everything seemingly me and Sophia want. He remembers her brother and had info about the last project he worked on that nobody else seems to remember. It all just feels too good. Wrong.
Wait, and we've got a stage C as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes, apparently we do. And so between those, the sublot that project was on, which is, again, so weird, and then the lot that the next project he was talking about will be on, a lot of new unfamiliar ground to cover. But it just, am I the... Kingston, I don't know about you, but in my life, when things have seemed too good, they've all been wrong somehow. They've all not what they needed to be or what they appeared to be, or been, for lack of a better word, akin to a trap, even if just on emotional levels. And I don't like how much this feels like bait. And so I don't actually know if I want mystery trailer on a mystery lot for fun, cool future project that is just letting me have my artistic vision, which I never thought I'd say, but here we are.
At which point, Kingston will turn and go into his bag and pull out a set of papers, put them down, and pass them over to you. This was my offer for Mr. Brewer. They are the workings of a script I've been working on for myself that connects so much with my family, my history, my people, that they're willing to fund and create.
Now she'll sit down instead of pacing in front of him. See, now this is interesting. Kingston? Do you... It says that you wrote this on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kingston, do you remember writing this? Like, is this a thing?
Only in my private journals.
How did he get your private journals?
Precisely.
See, with me, it's not hard to guess. You go into the makeup trailer, you see my sketches, you see all of the ways that I've drawn out color palettes and swatched things and you will find walls of what I'm about just plastered everywhere as I get the vision right. It's not hard to assume that I want to do more. With Sophia, once you know about Howard and somebody asks about Howard, like, it's not hard to guess. Sophia wants to find Howard. How did he get your private journals? That's so weird, right?
That's what's so troubling about it. You remember the story I told?
Yeah.
I can't help but think that this is, and I'll point to the paper, my honeysuckle drum.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. This is reminding me an awful lot of how the half of a letter that Dolores wrote me was taken from her vanity in her bedroom when it was mailed to me. How are these people getting our private notes? I don't like this at all.
Yeah, definitely not. Because to be frank, I know if there's any place that if those journals that have this stuff written in, it's either written here or at my home. And I know we have protections up around our home. And even then, I have several books that are in my case that I'm carrying various notes on to know that this specific one was the one that had the stuff that I was interested in. The movies I want, the network I'm trying to build of people in contact so that I can do this one day.
And I want you to get to do that one day. But this feels really wrong, Kingston.
I know. That's why it's so troubling. There are the tales also of the monkey's paw. You get what you want, but there's a cost. I mean, there's always a cost to magic, to work spiritual work, but just because you wish it doesn't mean you're going to get exactly what you want. It's up to that interpretation. There's one of the classic stories is of a woman who wanted to break out from her family and wanted to have her own life and also have the man of her dreams. And, well, the thing that was in her way was her father. He had a heart condition. And one day, she ensured that heart condition happened. And then she took the dirt from his grave and to a spirit. She got a man that she always dreamed of. Till one day, the man that came was at first what she dreamed, but was even worse than her father.
I don't... Have you seen Kit yet today?
No, I've been too busy with those sets.
I haven't seen him at all yet today. That's weird. He usually at least comes around, you know, with what his job is. He's usually at least somewhere. Just so weird. Okay, so Kit was touched directly. We haven't seen him at all today, but they're very interested in Kit. I haven't talked to Lilith about her interactions with Mr. Brewer yet. Sophia at least was at the trailer with me and went to Lot E with me, so we didn't do it alone. And she agreed to not check out C alone. So we should stop by costuming later. Maybe we find Lilith, and then we all go to costuming, and we make a plan with Sophia to find Kit and search next. Either C or E, though I'm sure that she'll want to search C first.
Can't hurt with the set and looking out the window or out the doorway with things quieting down for the evening. And do I see anybody walking our way?
You do. Strangely enough, it's as if her name being spoken evoked her presence. You do see one Lilith St. Cyr walking in this direction, looking around as if trying to find you. The other stagehands have moved off by now. but she catches a glimpse of Yvonne looking out the door.
Hello.
Evening, Miss Cecile. Sincere.
Are you taking on new apprentices? Just looks over at Yvonne.
Catching up on the day. Changes of plans and all.
I see. So you're going to give me the lowdown of what you two just discussed? Because I'm certain that there are things you have discussed before I got here.
Yeah, you...
I will just slide the papers over towards her. This was an offer from Mr. Brewer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I got a similar offer.
What was yours?
Oh, to be the lead in a new film, The Yellow King's Bride.
And that color comes up again.
Gave me a script and evidently a prop.
A prop?
A mask. He said I can try it on if I want to get into character and see how I feel about his vision.
Whatever you do, don't put that thing on.
Obviously, Kingston.
It's interesting. He kept talking to me about trying to reveal people's inner selves and exploring perspectives that are impossible to see from stage or film usually. And how usually we put on makeup to change somebody's nature or to put a mask on them. But he wanted me to do makeup for, I'm assuming, the same upcoming film, to reveal who the actors really are instead, is how he kept putting it. But he gave me this, and I'll pull out the key to the trailer. There's a trailer on Lot E that is full of makeup supplies for that upcoming film in an otherwise very untouched looking space. But there's also a book that gave me the absolute creeps. I mean, I didn't touch it. I don't think any of us should. But there was this book that gave me the heebie-jeebies that I found in one of the drawers. That was like the only locked drawer in the trailer. So I left it there.
So let me get this straight. First, there is letters or envelopes that go out to garner certain reactions. Then somebody comes offering essentially your dreams. And nobody has seen Sophia in the last few hours?
Last I saw her, she went to the trailer with me and we talked. Mr. Brewer remembers her brother.
So why isn't Sophia with you?
I wanted to, because she's the last person I was with, and she agreed to wait for me and we'd go together to check where Mr. Brewer said. I figured I'd grab you two and then we all go to Sophia, is actually what I was just saying to Kingston when you showed up. So do you want to head to costuming together?
I don't think she's going to be there. We can check.
I'm a little worried she won't be there, but...
Knowing how emotionally vulnerable Sophia is, given the magnitude of the letters and things given, I am fairly certain that Mr. Brewer is saying that he remembers her brother specifically.
I still think we should go see her. And, or if she's not there, which I have a fear in my stomach that you're right, but she promised. So we'll see.
Sophia says a lot of things, but when it comes, if you haven't noticed, Sophia doesn't like bothering other people and will take on things to make sure that she fixes things before they become a problem, which I really appreciate, but it can be taken advantage of in several situations.
I will reach over and grab one of my bags and pull out a small satchel, very similar in size, but slightly different from the ones that I've given everybody. And I will spill out these 4 stones. They're white and black. They're white on one side, black on the other side. I will scoop them up, And I start to hold them up to my lips and say, ancestors, Orishas, answer my questions true. And I will shake them as, is Sophia safe? And I will throw them onto the table.
Give me a magic roll.
That's a 5.
Kit didn't show up at work today.
Yeah, I was really worried about that too. But I think there's less we can do about that than seeing if we can figure out where Sophia is. Because here was my thought. She made a promise that I'm hoping that she had the wherewithal to keep. Though I totally see and understand and agree with what you're saying. But I had to finish my workday. She had to finish her workday. We do not work in the same room. So I had to leave her.
Kingston, your stones come up 2 white, 2 black.
I think we should go check on her.
Okay.
And I will scoop them back into their bag, put them, and I'm taking my bags with me.
On our way, I'll just mention to Kingston on our way to the costuming department, be like, were you able to finish those other satchels, or?
No, while I have some of the supplies with me, they take a type of focus that would have taken away from work. So I was going to probably work on them this evening, if not early tomorrow morning.
Andy helping pick up some of that slack, or are you still needing to supervise mostly?
Oh, Andy is lovely and sweet, but he doesn't have the skills for what we need to do with the stage. I think he would be much happier out dealing with animals and in the nature. So I got to do it.
That makes sense.
The only other person I would trust with what needs to happen with your pouches is my aunt, and she's still recovering from the weekend as well.
I was just thinking of other people specifically who go a lot of places that they aren't going to be aware can potentially be harmful, such as Daphne.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, but I know that you made these specific for each person, so I'm aware that I can't necessarily just give away a pouch.
It's more potent when it's willingly given and accepted, which is, and I'll just sort of hold up the papers as well. That's what these are, I think. Are we willing to accept the offerings?
Have we made it to the costuming department by this point?
Yeah, I'll say as you're having this conversation, you're making your way out to costuming. And you get to the door, which is closed.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Kingston? You're a lot taller and bigger than I am if there's anything in there, so.
Understood. And I will open the door slowly and try and reach for the light switch.
The lights are still on. You open the door, the light's on. There's no one in here. Everything's neatly set up for the most part, except for one pile of cloth that's been dropped on the floor. You see an envelope leaning up against the mirror on this table against the wall. It says Yvonne on it.
Miss Troy, and I'll point towards the envelope.
Oh, son of a... Yvonne will go grab it with a handkerchief and open it, but she's pretty sure she knows what's in it.
You open the envelope and take out a missive that is addressed to you. And Courtney, what does that letter say?
Yvonne, I hope you can forgive me. When I promised you I would take your help, I did mean it. It was a great kindness that you offered. You are always offering kindness. However, the scales are unbalanced. Being in the St. Cyr home, seeing all of these people who love one another, care for and worry about each other, it was beautiful. It's something I've never seen, let alone experienced. Not like that. You have so many people who would suffer immensely if you came to harm. If the worst were to happen, I believe that pain would radiate for generations, and my heart and soul cannot bear that debt. If the Reeds are lost to this, that pain, it ends with us. There will be no one left to mourn us. I doubt there ever was. This is what I owe my brother. Howard Chester Reed. Someone should remember his name. He deserves to be remembered. He never failed to find me. He never failed to protect me the best he could, and he has given up so much. I have failed him for far too long. Perhaps I will be forgotten as well, and maybe there's peace in that. Thank you for being a friend. It has been a true gift. Sophia Evelyn Reed.
I think I'd like a stability roll from Yvonne.
Sorry, the player needs to make a stability roll also. Fuck. Just freaking barely. That's a 5, man.
Okay, so you don't lose any stability for this, but you are shaking. It's an emotional letter and it's hard to read.
We need to get to Lotsie.
And let us now flash back a little bit to a few hours ago when one Sophia Reed took a bundle of robes given to her by one Mr. Brewer and fled the costuming trailer, leaving a note behind for her friend. Sophia, you are uncomprehending of everything around you. The people, the bustle and the hustle of everything that's going on with the last bit of filming and everyone taking set down or running to makeup or any of the other things that people on this set are doing. You almost bump into someone a few times, but you don't even notice. You don't even hear their apologies as they rush past you. You have a sole focus, and that focus is on finding your brother. And now you know how to do it.
With a purpose and a directness that is not seen ever. There is no deterring her from her path. She is not weaving out of people's way, which is what she normally does. She is going exactly where Mr. Brewer told her to go.
You make your way to Lot C, to the stage where Mr. Brewer told you he last saw Howard working on the Yellow Road. Like Lot E, which you went to earlier, this sublot doesn't get used very often. It's mostly storage. People leave things here. Set pieces get dropped off here. It hasn't been filmed on, as far as you know, at all. But you know where to look now. And you find yourself pushing aside these broken pieces of set, these old chairs and tables and things, to find a trapdoor in the stage, beneath the stage.
Of course. She'll reach down with a steady hand and open up that door.
There's a ladder leading down. It's going to be hard to get down that ladder with the bundle under your arm.
She takes a deep breath in, smelling the amber and wood smoke of Howard's favorite cologne. She puts on her robe and she climbs down the stairs.
You put on the robe and you feel your brother's presence. You feel the safety and the warmth of him around you. He wore this. You know he did. It's not just that it smells of him, it feels of him. And you feel that warmth, and you take a deep, steadying breath as you start climbing down the ladder, and visions start to swirl in your brain. These strange things that you can't quite rationalize. The city that you saw in a vision before, and you see it looks like it's a set piece. This city, the way it's been laid out, it looks painted, and it ripples in a non-existent wind, and then it's solid, and the water is lapping up against it, the boat in the distance. And you see what looks like your brother sitting in that boat. And those just flash through your mind for a moment as you make your way down the ladder. You find yourself in the dark. It's cool down here, but you don't feel it because you're so warm and wrapped up in this robe. And you hear, as you start to make your way underneath the set, Sophia, Sophia, find me, Sophia.
I'm coming, Howard. And she'll reach out if there's a wall just to help guide her, and she'll move towards the sound of her brother's voice.
You hold on to the wall and make your way down this tunnel. You don't know how long you've been moving, how long you've been down here. It's almost like time has no meaning in this place. And you come out of this tunnel into a room. There's a soft yellow glow giving light. And there's set pieces in here. There's painted backdrops. There's a stage that's been set up. There's masks lining the wall on a little shelf. These pale white masks. And there's a painted set piece that looks like a road winding its way through some trees. And you see painted on it is someone walking just in the distance, this figure in the distance. And then you realize they're moving. This figure is moving through the paint. Closer and closer and closer. And you hear, Sophia?
Howard, is that you? And she's walking up to where that figure is moving in the paint.
And you see this figure coming closer. And it looks like Howard. He's wearing a white shirt stained with sweat. The sleeves are rolled up, suspenders down, dark brown trousers. He's looking out at you as he comes closer. He still looks like he's made of paint. You can see the brush strokes in his face, across his clothing. And there's something on his forehead that you can't quite make out until he comes up against the surface of the set. And you see this strange curved symbol that you saw in the fabric the other night, twisting on his face. And he looks out at you. His eyes are blank. Sophia. Sophia. And I need a stability roll from you.
And my streak continues by rolling a 1.
Oh, for this realization, for the sign, for your brother, you're going to lose 3 stability. And you hear Howard's voice echoing not just from the paint, but from the walls, from these other pieces of set, from everywhere around you as your stability is shaken.
She reaches to under the robe to her belt loop where she keeps her shears. And she opens them and she stabs into the tapestry to try and cut him out of it.
There is a horrifying, rending scream as your shears pierce the fabric. The scream reverberates and echoes throughout the room.
Is it Howard's voice screaming?
Yes.
And she stops. I don't know how to get you out, Howard. How do I help you?
He doesn't seem to see you. His eyes are so blank and empty. He's got his hand out as if he's touching the fabric of the set, of this painted set piece. He's pushing at it, but there's no bulge in the fabric. And it says, trapped. Only the Yellow King can get me out of here. You have to. It didn't work. Help me, Sophia.
Sophia's going to look around the room again to see if she can find anything to help her.
You look around the room and you see these masks lining the wall. And you see all of these different set pieces, and you see a jar of what looks like yellow paint. And you look at the symbol on Howard's forehead, and you remember the symbol that you saw in the fabric.
She goes over and she picks up the paint and she looks. Is this how you got into the painting?
The ritual. The Yellow King.
Who is the Yellow King, Howard?
The Yellow King.
She'll take the paint. In front of where he's standing, she will paint out the twisting, winding, curving path to see if he can step out onto it.
You paint out this yellow symbol as if it's a path. And I would like a magic roll.
Aha, I got a 6. I don't know if that's good.
Perfect.
Shoot.
All right. So this road begins to twist and shiver. And I would like Cthulhu Mythos. As you find yourself beginning to chant in words that you don't know, you don't understand.
I did roll another 6. I'm happy about the dice roll. I don't know that I should be.
All right. You are going to lose 2 sanity. You do not get to roll for this. You are casting a ritual without realizing it. And you have this deep understanding in your soul, Sophia, that what you are doing is, and what you have seen is beyond space and time. It is beyond what normal human beings should be able to do. You are in contact with something that is beyond your understanding. And you find yourself speaking these words, and this symbol shimmers, and you see a vision in front of you of a pale mask with robes in yellow surrounding it. And you hear a voice in your head saying, "Now you are mine." As the figure of Howard comes stumbling out of the fabric and onto this yellow symbol that you've painted on the floor. And Sophia, you now serve the King in Yellow in exchange for your brother.
Sophia reaches forward and takes her brother into her arms and holds him for the first time in as long as she can remember. Far too long. I've missed you. And everything is worth this.
And that is where we will end this episode. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you to all of our players for their little adventure. I'm sure nothing will come of this. It'll be fine. Everything will be just fine. Thank you and good night.